All right. Hello and welcome, friends, to another draft here on Magic Arena. My name is Matthew. Took a little bit of a break, recentered myself, wasn't doing the best record wise, and, we're coming back in it. We've got a really great pack we opened. Talking about the rares Avatar's Wrath, 2 white, white, destroy or airbend all creatures except for one. Creatures your opponent's controls airbend this way, or until your next turn, your opponent can't recast those. So it's good when you're ahead. It's kind of okay when you're at parity. Uh, or it's complicated. It's not as good as it looks, but it is good. That said, Katara is just insane. She is 2 white, blue, blue for a 3/3 vigilant, makes it 1/1 on ETB, and she has Waterbend X on your turn only. Creatures you control get pace, power, and toughness equal to X. It's ridiculously good. Aside from that, Accumulate Wisdom is really nice. Little Anticipate or Draw 3 if you have 3 lessons. I like True Ancestry quite a bit. 2 mana, create a clue, return to permanence, and then Jet is like the only other thing that's super notable to talk about. Yeah, that's really all that there is to it. Katara, happy spot to take right away. Following that up, I'd like to be in white less or white blue or blue X, maybe 3 colors. Though I would prefer to be in just 2. That said, this pack, the best card in the pack is probably Momo, Playful Pet. This is better than the rare, I would say. There are situations where the other one is pretty good too, but I find this one to be better in the aggregate. 1 mana, 1/1, Vigilant Flying, does a bunch of stuff when it leaves, or does one of a bunch of stuff, so you get to choose whichever's for the best. Past that, I mean, I like Aang's Journey if you're into that kind of deck. Otherwise, Inspector's decent, but black as a color is a little weaker. What else do we got here? I mean, I'm kind of a sucker for a Tigerdillo, but not this early, and not when there's a really good Momo in the pack. All right, now we've got a few cards. Nothing too spicy. Another Tigerdillo. Not what we're doing, but it is something that I like to look for. Okay. Notable cards here being, I'm not a huge Earth Rumble fan. You like a green deck that's not lessons based, so sometimes it's okay in like allies, but meh. Past that, we have the Water Tribe Captain, which that's probably what I should take here. That said, first time flyer can be okay, but it gets less good in blue-white allies. And Poxbear, I think, is decent, but like, I might as well just take the Water Tribe. And now, wow, we're getting past some really good white cards. Earth Kingdom Jailer is a fantastic card. 3 mana, 3/3. That enters and exiles an artifact, creature, or enchantment. With CMC 3 or greater, which is really good. It's a lot of the things that you needed to hit. You don't want to hit anything with too good of an ETB because obviously a 3/3 isn't that difficult to deal with, but it can provide a lot of tempo. Yeah. After that, the cards that I'm interested in are the aforementioned Ancestry as well as Airbending Lesson. Those are like the next 2 best cards. Probably in Airbending Lesson and Ancestry. And then Swamp Snare Trap is probably the, quote unquote the best of the bunch, like in a vacuum, but it suffers from being in black as well as not drawing a card. Yeah, so we'll take that. And I mean, white is fairly open, and now we've got another really good one. First off, the rare Fire Nation Palace, super under performing. It's just not very good. If it was like 1 red or just tap creature gets firebending, like 3 or 2, that could be kind of cute, but it's just too much for too little. May, she's nice, but not really anything special, like just kind of filler. Past that, I don't know. Just gonna take a 2 mana 1/2 that puts a counter on something. Really good curve is to play Momo into the Deserter. And now we've got interesting. Okay, well, I mean, I really want to be doing white blue, but I've not really been seeing much to go for in white blue. And now I've been given the opportunity to pick up a lightning strike, which is obviously just fine. I might just take a Razor Rings though. Cut white off really hard. Like if I'm like mostly mono white with Katara as like my blue card, maybe like I don't know, like another gooder like a fortune teller or something like that. Like we play blue just fine, and I'm willing to let the Razor Rings go, considering how good our white has been up to this point. I think if white was a little more dubious, like we didn't get past like the Jailer, Momo, etc., like a late Deserter, then I would be less inclined to do so. This pack, not doing lessons and Boomy falls off dramatically if you're not in lessons. I mean, the Rabbit Troop, but probably not playing it. I can't imagine a world where I'm white-green allies, and I'm happy to play any of these cards, or white-red, or whatever, so just take the Land Cycler. Probably not play it, but eh. Now I could take a Abandoned Attachments. I think this card is totally okay, but, if we don't get any value with it, we won't play it. Um, Not a fan of the farm animals, just doesn't really do much. Sometimes it does something, it's great, but otherwise it's a 1 mana 1/1. Eh. I do like Porcupine, I think, more than most, but we'll take a Musician here. You'd be in a huge hurry to fill up your 4-drop slots, but I think that one fits the bill. It's a really late Dillo. Do I have a chance to play that? Not really. Take a flyer. I'm going to fight to stay in white and cut off literally anything good that's white. I'm going to pass the Tiger Dillo. Yeah, we're just going to stay out of red. Even though it's absolutely wide open. Yeah. Picking up the last couple cards here. And not much of note in the last couple cards. We ended up with a Pillar Launch and a Maneuver, which, fine. They're all right. Now we've opened not too much. Talking about the rare, this is probably the reason to be in black-green. Beifong Bounty Hunter. There's a couple other really good double black rares too that are why you would play black, but if you're going to be black-green specifically, this is one of the things that you really want. Just because kind of everything. 4 mana 4/4 that Earth bends a lot. I don't have a time to talk about everything in this pack, but I will say that the value or the quality level does fall off quite dramatically, we'll say. I mean, I might take an Air Temple. Not really a fan of the Vengeful Villagers either. Sorry I'm not talking about these guys, but I'm just going to stay out of red. I don't know. I'm going to fight for Katara. Now we have Kyoshi Warriors versus Crashing Wave. Both, I think, are very good. This is the sort of deck that actually wants a Crashing Wave. I like Kyoshi Warrior. I like it a lot, but we're gonna take it. This might be considered forcing more than most would want to. We could have had 3 lightning strikes. I do have some regrets about forcing it so much, but you know what? Yip Yip is a really good card too. Not unhappy to have a Yip Yip in the deck. Oh, the disappointment getting a 4th pick Iroh's Demonstration. No one's read this draft. But it's weird to see a White Lotus reinforcement this late. So clearly it's very contested. Another Crashing Wave, but I think I'd rather the Deserter over a Crashing Wave. Like, I think a 1-drop versus a 4-drop. Oh, wow. Well, mistakes have been made, and somebody is feasting on red. Unfortunately, that person is not me. That said, the Fire Nation Warship, totally fine card. Not unhappy to have that. So at the moment, we've got almost exclusively allies. Jeez. This is obviously just ridiculous at this point. I would have assumed how much red I passed to my left. I'd be getting white this pack, but such is life, and we're going to be fighting. Blue is very clearly not open. Yeah, I guess I should have been white-red. I should have moved off Katara. I guess, in retrospect, thinking about it a bit more, it's like, how many cards needs to be better than Katara to take that? Like, seeing Lightning Strike, you'll have to let me know. That said, this pack, I mean, white seems to be at least reasonably open. Path to Redemption is kind of what the doctor ordered. Nice little removal spell versus a second Yip Yip, so. All that said, we are at a lot of playables still. Like, we have certainly enough. A little light out of the way here. There we go. So we have 13 playables through middle of pack 2, which is a little light. But we are prioritizing our 2-drops. Doing what we can. Be able to go 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop. Might be playing this Rabbit Troop. Ideally we're not. But, you could do worse. But not by much. Like, it could be like, what's this pack? 3 rares, but none of them are particularly enjoyable. So there's Last Agni Kai, which is a fight spell, effectively. Lord Zuko, Fire Lord Zuko. It's not really limited. You have to really work to make him go. If I open a pack 1, pick one, I would probably try to make him work one time, but I'm not, so I won't. Um, is temper or trusty boomerang better than the vengeful villager? Creatures do I have? 10? Yeah, I mean, I will take the boomerang here, I think. Just not in a mood for a 4-drop at the moment. Now, well, if I do play something, it's going to be none of them, so. Highly, we would have a very, wow, weird. So for some reason, allies is and isn't open. I don't really understand it. I don't need to understand it. We've got another sweet one. This rare is just whatever. If it needed to be a little bit different for it to be good, a little cheaper to give something unblockable or start drawing cards earlier. As it is, it just doesn't do enough in time. Like, if you hit someone 4 times and then you get your value, you're not happy. And then the 4 mana to have unblockable is just whatever. That said, the Knowledge Seeker, which is a 2 mana vigilant creature, which is totally nice. I mean, the deck needs 2 drops. It'd be playing Battle Fan if it came down to it. Hopefully, we're not down to it. So, all right, what do we have this pack? Well, we have some good stuff. UA, not so good. I mean, stat-wise, she's a little underwhelming. Her effect is nice if you've got something like the Meteor Sword, which is a card I've come down on a little bit, but yeah, you don't really get too much from it. That said, also Firebending Student, not really. I mean, it is playable, but not exactly what you'd be looking for. Oh, man, I could have like 5 or 6 lightning strikes. And funny enough, usually they get worse in multiples, but since you can shoot it at their face, it actually gets better. So someone is, I guess no one's really feasting since I'm getting it from both directions. So I should have been in that seat, but whatever. It's this thing. Sundial of the Infinite, end your turn. Only activate during your turn. Perfect magic card. And they said the perfect magic card didn't exist. Master P and Dow's good, but I think it's actually just a lot worse than playing a 2-drop. Like, we're just trying to play 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, and then Crashing Waves, Katara. Like, that's kind of the game plan. P and Dow's is good, but it doesn't do enough for me lately, is kind of what I'm trying to say. Now here, I think I'm just going to take Kyoshi Warriors. I don't really have lessons, so we're not interested in the first-time flyer, though that said, we do have a couple Deserter, which is something to think about, but no, not unhappy to play the Kyoshi Warrior. Oh, this is not getting in the deck, by the way. Why that was there. Ooh, tough choice between the Deserter and a forecasting Fortune Teller. We have a Knowledge Seeker and an Otter Penguin, which makes the Fortune Caster, honestly, fair enough, better in that respect. So it's like, which 2-drop do I want? The white one or the blue one? This one makes another thing for Katara to Waterbend. My instinct, though, says I just should take the... this card's really good. I think since it's synergized with a couple of my cards, that's why I wanted to take it. I mean, that's a second White Lotus Reinforcements. I'm not playing any of these other cards. I mean, maybe the Giant Koi, but I already have one of those in the sideboard, I think. So it's whatever. This is really bad. Don't play it. I mean, if you're playing 5-color shenanigans, live your best life. But if you're not anything but that, you don't play it. Here, I'm very happy to have a Avatar Enthusiast. I think that's perfect. Would not have minded a Yip Yip or another Yip Yip or an Octopus form, but yeah, happy to take a nice little 3-drop there. Now we have, I guess, Island Production. Take the 20 gems, but maybe I want to play it. We'll just take another 2-drop. Flexible Waterbender, Sun Warriors. Yeah, we're just taking 2s. Out here catching 2-drops. Wow. Lightning Strike, going really late. I'm not playing a second Rabaru Troop. Is there a world where I can play the White Lotus Reinforcements? Not really. But also, Mono White was fairly open, so you get to cut the Rabaru Troop, thankfully.
Low enough to make
my little video on the side. I was watching some speedrunners of, what was it, Mike Tyson's knockout. Watching Summoning Salt, their video. Just excellent hit play. It's a fascinating little thing. People talking about, frame perfect manipulation, that kind of stuff. really crazy. All right, let me double check. Does this do what I want? Okay, this casts mana for allies. Seems fine. My interaction is like a boomerang, yip yip, crashing wave, and then razor rings path. Now razor rings does get worse when you're the aggressive player, but such is life. The choices one has to make. I'm fairly certain at one point I mistook Compassionate Healer for a Deserter, so that's probably my bad. It's still a good card. Both the 2-drops are good. Yeah, no, this seems like a pretty cut and dry blue-white allies deck. Question should be, do I want to play the 6th or 7th island? Not an ally, not an ally, not an ally. So probably, because this kind of counts as a 10th planes. Kind of, sort of. Not gonna lie, anyone's pretty bad here. I don't know why I would lie to you in general, but I'd rather like a Sandbender Storm than a... Probably, actually. I don't like this card. I do not like it very much at all, but I do think in this position, it's either I'm playing the Sandbender Storm or an Ember Island production. Now, what do I copy? The things, basically, you want to make sure you can copy at least one thing of your, or a couple creatures on your own side that are good. So I've got a couple, Momo, Musicians, Glider Kids, those will all be fine copies. And then obviously like Katara, Piandao, but you don't really plan for your 5-drops to be better. Sure. You'll give the Ember Island production a shot. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed the draft. I really think I should have been in red, but I still think even without doing that, we ended up in a fine spot. Katara is just a nutty card. That's all there is to it. Anyways, hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. Yeah, just a lovely Sunday. I'm going to try for Mythic this season. I only have a few more days to do it, but I think I can. And I really hope you are there along the ride with me. All right, this hand seems not astounding, but reasonable. It's got Momo into a 2-drop with the interaction, so... And then it's got a Warship to follow all of that up. Kind of still need to draw a land for Kyoshi Warriors, but not really in a huge hurry for that. Path to Redemption, my Momo. Well, that is a very clean answer. Well, now, next turn, if they don't play anything, I do get to go full basic, airbend my token. Fair enough. Removal. It's not a bad way to play the game. Aang's Journey, huh? I dislike that I get priority here, but the game's not going to know the context that it doesn't matter here. I'm going to play that, so that way I can cast this, and if they can't, it'll quench it. Scry, need an island before that's relevant, and even if it is relevant, it's not great, so... Going for maximum pressure. And then they are casting another thing that doesn't affect the board. Giving them 0 time. Basically, these multicolored... Speaking from experience, you can't give these multicolored decks time. Lion Turtle. Thing can attack and it can block, but... Yeah. Basically, we got to show the board state. They were going to be able to block with it, and the life was relevant, but not relevant enough. Basically, attack for 5, 7. Actually, that was lethal, so even if they had a firebending lesson, that was kind of lethal. Actually, I think... Yeah, so what I should do if I'm making this play is obviously crew this, and I'm attacking for 4, 6... it didn't matter. Never mind. Ignore that. I thought I only had 8 damage, and I needed to re-equip the the firebending lesson. Anyways, got a game 2. Let's hope for a similar result. We just get to go, go, go. This hand is significantly weaker, I will say. On the play, Earth Kingdom Jailer as your first play is fairly weak. Is it good enough to play? I mean, I do get to kill their first thing on the crackback, so I think I do keep it, but I don't know. I would lie if I'm saying I'm excited about the card. In this context, it feels weak. It's just one of them. It feels too strong to get rid of. Can get rid of an island here. I think I wait. I think I'm afforded that luxury here. Well, right on time, my friend. Alright, so they're going to be able to hit me for 4 here. They are black-green, which isn't the greatest combo, so they're probably playing strongest cards like Rise of Sozin, Day of Black Sun, Ko. I don't care about that. Take it. One black, 5 cards. They've milled 2. This is doing effectively nothing. Anyways, we're just gonna go get in there. The Deserter does not seem good enough right here. It would be fine, but it's whatever. I'm gonna try to not telegraph, I forgot. Yep. Earth Village Ruffian. I'll just take it. I don't think it's particularly important. So what I'm going to do here, they don't have reach. What I want to do is get rid of the warship, then I can start attacking. That said, if I take the Ruffian out, I like that a lot. Black-green. I don't care if they get the extra bit of value from it. Or rather... Fair enough. Yeah, I just let that happen, of course. Well, now we are on the defensive. I kind of thought that that's what they might have, but, you know, what can you do? We get to Razor Rings their Fire Nation warship. Get back, as they do have the Azulas. Yeah. Fair enough, you know. I think they should have attacked that, but maybe not. See, they don't really... They have some attacks, but I guess they attack with the Court Official. Block like this. Razor Rings the Fire Nation warship. We get the land out of it, but we stop taking any damage. Now we just have this, that. And I block here. I take 6. I can yip. Tap, block that. I guess I might as well equip it, whatever. If they go for like a removal spell pre-combat, I guess I get to use it. I think we just take... We have to just take the risk here. Keep our board. We can water tribe captain on future turns. Okay, well that's a good card here, of course. Ember Island production. I could make them discard a card. I could make a 2/2 Village Ruffian. That's kind of cute. That said, I think my best bet here is to make a copy of my Glider Kids, so that way I get the Scry one. Discard Islands, yeah. No attacks. The next turn I can... So as it stands, I can tap their 4/4 Rumble. And if they have like a, what's it called? A Bite spell or something, they get to tap it. Rocky Rebuke, as it were. Yikes, that's a very powerful card, of course. Oh, it's... I have to wait. I have to pay mana for that? Oh my god, that card's awful. Well, I do have to block here, unfortunately. Oh, that card is so bad. Okay, yeah, wow. I can tap a thing, take 4, tap this thing, take 4. Now we're just super dead. Crazy. Alright, that gets get out of my deck. Why did I think you could just tap it? I thought that card was infinitely better than it was. I would rather the extra land, I'm being honest. I'll just play the Sandbender's Confrontator Storm or whatever. Or I would play a Platypus Bear over it. In hindsight, Jesus. Like, it has its moments, but it's just so expensive. How is it not tap do the thing? Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I was just one card ahead there, we would have been fine. Imagine that was literally anything else. That's life. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Alright, this hand has a promise of something. We're on the draw with a Razor Ring, so it's likely to be better. Well, Grand Grand's gonna be good, of course. 4-drop, not exactly what the Doctor ordered, since we already have a turn 3 and a turn 4 with our 3/3. That's a good combo. Grand into, yep. Discarding a lesson right away. Do need to just play the planes. So we're gonna definitely just kill Grand if we can. I suspect them discarding an Octopus form means either they don't need it or they've got a redundant one in hand. We'll see. We shall see. Question will be, do I want to play that or this? 3/3 or the 2/2? Probably the 2/2. I do that before damage. There we go. We get the extra point of damage in, but that's life. Kind of just couldn't let that combo continue, you know? Now, you know, would I be surprised to find out that this gets countered? Not particularly. Oh, survived. No airbending last night. Oh, well. Fair enough. Fair enough. Are they going to attack or are they going to try to waterbend? Alright, we drew a deserter. We play our land, we get to just play our musician. Blocks the best. If I draw a land next turn, we definitely just play Fortune Teller and... Actually, if I don't, I just probably play the... Probably play 2 spells. Heyo. You don't say-o. Obviously, we can't really deal with that, so what we're going to do here... Go forecasting. And then Zhong. Counter on that guy. And then we're going to attack because they can't block. We'll chill. We're going to take some damage. They get to attack with the Otter Penguin, but Next turn, we do get to cast Katara, potentially. Aang's Journey. Get a land, get their second swamp. That's concerning. So they more white, blue, black than they looked. They looked very blue, but that's about all. Now, do they discard a land or a real spell? Swamp Snare Trap. They do have removal. So I get hit for 5 here? Pretty good. The counter on the unblockable creature. Followed up with another Otter Penguin. That's pretty good. Yeah, we are in a lot of trouble here. Is there any way I can counter swing? Not particularly. I get to possibly block. Alright, what am I trying to draw here? What are my outs? I have a Yip Yip. I've used my Razor Ring. I have a Crashing Wave. That's interesting. I could also hit a Sandbender Storm to kill one of the things. Not gonna lie, none of these options feel particularly enticing. This just doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Crack it for a land. We did hit the land. Now we go Glider Kids. We can at least block 2 in the air. And Sandbender Storm is good. We'll take it. It is just barely good enough. I probably should attack and then plan to chump. Because if they block 5, that doesn't kill it. Problem is, I guess I just need to do damage to them. And neither of these things attack, so... That's most of the problem. I think I might be able to get Trixie with a Sandbender Storm. Glider Kids, Lost Days. It's not going to be good enough at the moment. We got Bird Bottom. Okay. Well, the question is, will I be dead here? Eight, 9, 10, 11. Wait. 9, 12. So I do have to block, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately not quite enough. Yeah. Attack for 4, block, whatever. Had I hit that a turn earlier, I think I actually stand a good chance of being able to chump and then smack back the victory, but they had a Lost Days, they had Grand, good value, good synergies. Not really sure what the deck was all about, but they didn't need much beyond Teo and Otter Penguin. Like, that's a really good synergy. And then Invasion Submersible is just really solid by itself. The cards paired well together. I was a little light on lands. I'm gonna double check, make sure I'm on 17. Just as a paranoia thing. We're indeed on 17, so life. Alright. Avoiding the dreaded 1 in 3. I'll still post this, but I'll be like a lot less happy about it. This is fine. Yeah, absolutely. Imagine this would be a trusty... You know what? Bye. White-black is interesting. Or, sorry, red-black. You do not see that combination too often in this format. I like it a lot. Tends to have a lot of removal. That's not the spookiest card in the world. Glider Kids, hoping for a land. I don't think I need the Water Tribe Captain here. That'd be better suited with a land. I'll take the 3. Mostly because I'm going to be playing a Kyoshi Battle Fan here. And then I'll be able to activate Water Tribe Rallier. The water bending, at least. If they go stack the Court Official to kill spell my Glider Kids, that's fine. It's life. Azula on a hunt. Well, that is a good card. Earth Kingdom Jailer. Well, that's certainly better than whatever else I was planning on doing. My expectation is the Jailer dies this turn, but I'm not blocking with either of those anyway, so it's life. I feel like I'm saying that's life a lot today. But indeed, it is life. We are off to the races. Razor Rings might be the difference maker. Crashing Wave could pull a lot of effort too. A lot of weight. Does not look like my Jailer's long for the world. Maybe they're just deciding how they want to do it. My guess is maybe now they're attacking, they're going to sacrifice this post-combat to get the Zula back. But I still don't know why they would do that in that order. Maybe they kill the Rallier first to not have to get too far behind on value. Could be a lot of things. Firebending 5 mana to kill fire. I suppose that's a legal choice to make. Not sure I understand it, but it was legal. So that makes me hesitant to want to develop the board more, but on the flip side, them using that on one thing, maybe it was a hedge, I don't know. They just go land, board wipe, we'll be a little sad, won't lie. Would I be surprised? No, because there's two, like, sweepers in black at 6 mana. Or effectively 6 mana. There's Rise of Sozin, which is a saga that destroys everything right away, and there's Day of Black Sun, which at 4 mana would do effectively the same thing. I will block. I will bite. Now if they have a board wipe, they don't get the thing back. I mean, I guess them having a secret tunnel as a unblockable thing. Love that for me. I do get to block Sozin for effectively forever, but yeah, that's tough. What do they name? I don't know what I would name. Airbending lesson, maybe? Katara, water. Fair enough. Barrels of blasting jelly, you say? Well, they know I have a Razor Rings now. So they could get their creature, or they could just, you know. This is a 5/5 with Menace, Fire Bending 3. Human Noble, Human Soldier. Well, I mean, I don't know if I can win now. That's the problem. Kind of dealt with everything I've got. Sozin. Heck of a magic card. I hate that I predicted kind of everything that happened. I don't think Secret Tunnel works out the way that they want it to work. But there's really no realistic world where Azula does anything besides that, so I don't know. They could just take their 1 damage. I'm gonna do this first before they draw a card. In our extra life. Now we can tap Firelord Sozin with 3 stun counters on him. So he will be locked off for a little while, but not long enough, that's for sure. What are we looking for? I mean, I guess I could still hit Ember Island production. That would be kind of spicy. What's the wording on this guy? I guess it's not that spicy, considering they can just Barrels of Blasting Jelly it. You know, Tea Shop's kind of spooky. When it deals combat damage to a player, pay X, put any number of creature cards with total mana value X, which is unfortunately a lot of my creatures. We will just waterbend one here, I think. So punished for not playing our land last turn. No, actually I'm not. I mean, I guess I might as well just tap the shoe, the Merchant of Many Hats. Tap those two, put counters on Sozin. I mean, I'm at 14, they're at 13. We got some time, he says nervously. Are they considering blasting Jelly? I don't win this race, but we're not that far behind, so... Like, clearly I still need to draw something, but... So I can make this, make a token. I'm going to hold on to the land in case they make me discard. My luck that they would do the... So it's actually kind of interesting. I could exile their Merchant of Many Hats. Because Sozin is still locked down for 2 turns, make the 1/1, and hopefully my 1/1s are enough to get in there for lethal. I used no. Earth Kingdom Jailer went down. I have no more Crashing Waves. I have a Qian Dao, Katara. No, Katara's gone. Enthusiast. Some Deserters, which would be kind of nice. A Momo. See, funny enough, this is the position where a Trusty Boomerang actually wouldn't be horrendous, but it is interesting. I think I got time to think about this, so. It's close. I mean, there's a good chance they just kill Kyoshi Battle Warriors this turn. The question is, do they draw this Sozin's Cruelty, the 3-mana, discard 2 cards? Is that a big deal? I think the answer is no. That's fine. This is a close race. This is a very close race. That does make it a little less close. Thankfully, they can't activate that this turn. But that's about all I can say about it. So I can hit them down to 6, potentially. That's fine. I don't love it, but it's fine. Five. Hmm. Okay. Take that. That is enough mana to activate it this turn. However, I think we need to do this on Sozin here. As nice as it would be on the Merchant, I just can't. You have to chill. They have too much value with the realm of merchant. But I mean, next turn, if they tap out, there's a world. I mean, Sozin's gone. If you attack for and get through with 4 damage, not something that's too ideal. I think I want to make one more. I mean, if they just attack, do clap back, activate, because I'm only going to go down to 6. This is a very close one. We are fighting for our tournament life here. You gotcha. You betcha. No blocks. That's a very close one. Wow. A second Rise of Sozin? My god, dude. Fair enough. Fair enough. You got me. You got me. Knowing about Water Tribe Captain versus being able to play around it, it's a different story. I mean, they knew my entire deck, so they technically do have my deck list if they recalled. Maybe they want to name... Well, I would probably have cast a Deserter. What a match. Wandering Musicians? No, it's not quite good. None of my cards are particularly good. Knowledge Seeker, I guess, is the best card in my deck. Yip, yip. They named something. I don't know what they named, but I don't think they got it. A Cat Gator? Fair enough. It is not lethal, my friend. Well, that's lethal. See, that was kind of rude to do before he had that on the stack, you know what I mean? Anyways, losing to double Sozin Cat Gator Lightning Strike my face after I stabilized. Fair enough. Well, this is going to be a filler episode, we're going to say. I'm not sure how to do filler yet, but I don't want to spoil the results. What could I have done differently? I mean, played red, I guess. Katara was never good for us, is the thing. And having all of that red clearly was a lesson I should have learned. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, this deck was sweet. Had enough white stuff that I was happy. It was playing a little bit of filler, but yeah. And by a little bit of filler, I mean kind of a lot of bit of filler. I'm just impressed that this card is pay a mana to do the thing. That's crazy. It requires you to pay mana, tap it, and recast it to do all of that stuff. It's 2 mana for a single tap, and you have to... I digress. I digress. Like, if this was 2 mana, 0 mana, tap it, whatever, I would be, like, a lot happier with it, but... What a game. Well, that's how these things go, As good as you prepare, as much preparation, as much thought, sweat, blood, and tears you put into these games, sometimes, at the end of the day, it did not go your way. And that's all she wrote, friends. You gotta just not be afraid to do the thing and still suck at it anyway. I'm trying to get good at this game. I have done well in the past. I've won a lot of arena directs, made profit on a lot of arena directs. Actually, definitely over all of them, I'm way up, but there's 1 or 2 that I've been down on. I think notably the one The last Avatar one, I actually ended up winning the last one I did, the seventh Arena Direct, which pushed me into the profitable territory by a little bit. It was still fun, and you know what? This is a hobby that I do in my spare time, and I hope that seeing me do this stuff inspires you to do the thing that you want to do, right? Like, I'm out here sitting in my room, middle of December, it's almost the holidays. I just want to do better, than I did yesterday. And that's not always possible. That's a reality. That's some things that people, you hit a brick wall and it takes a lot of effort to get past it. And I've not put in that effort truthfully in this set drafting, in drafting in general. I've drafted a lot. I really enjoy limited. It's one of those, comforts I just have a lot of fun with. And when I'm winning, it just feels like I'm on top of the world. So in a sense, what what does one do when it doesn't go well? Well, I mean, you could simply walk away. You could just enjoy the time that you had. You could strive to improve. And I'm always, looking back at the different decisions that I could have made along a draft. I'll inevitably watch this recording back and just see what I did, where I could have maybe made that pivot into red. Like obviously, red was ridiculously open, and somehow the person to our right didn't bite it, or sorry, to our lefts, and did not make that pivot. We could have had, I think, a jet, like 5 lightning bolts and a combustion technique. Our deck would have been disgusting against every opponent. Who needs Rise of Sozin? But the last opponent, that was good. Good on them. They played around it well. The Jailer showed its weakness of why it's just good. It's not great. It's very good. But again, them getting Azula back after I removed it and they board wipes was just kind of backbreaking. Now, we did stabilize, all these other things, but at the end of the day, we did not. We're not able to play around the second board wipe. Anyways, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. For one, because I didn't want the video to be under 50 minutes, because I think that's a tell that we did poorly. Maybe we'll say we speed ran this one. I don't know. It was fun. Katara is a cool card. I do dislike the white ally decks in general. I do tend to stand against it unless I open something sweet like, we opened a Katara. She's just kind of nutty. Very, very fun card. We did end up somehow getting past, it's like no one was in the allies deck, but somehow no one was also in red. I don't know if I understand what was going on that draft. Blue felt very contested. The Lessons deck maybe was. That's maybe why we were getting lightning strikes. That's about all I can really understand. But regardless, I hope you had a nice day. I hope things are going well for you. I hope you've done something nice for yourself, even if it's just looking at yourself in the mirror, saying, "Hey, I tried my best today." And that's what I'm gonna do right after this. I'm gonna go get ready for bed here fairly shortly and say, "Hey, yes, you bombed a couple drafts today." Spoiler alert: the one I did before this was fun, but not also particularly high resulted. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna try again tomorrow. I think you just got to keep on keeping on with the things that you enjoy and not be afraid to try new things. Take care.